Capital Views is sponsored by Northrim Bank, Alaska Oil and Gas Association, ConocoPhillips, and Linden.
Hi, I'm Tim Bradner with Alaska Legislative Digest, and welcome today to Capitol Views to new Representative Steve St. Clair of R-Wasilla. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Steve, you're kind of no stranger to the Capitol. You've been staffing down there. You're kind of familiar with the ropes. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your previous work with the legislature?
Okay, I retired from the military in 2010. I was a military policeman. Got my bachelor's degree in IT and worked IT for a bit, and then went back to school, got my MBA, and was a co-author of a United for Liberty budget book, which we sent down to legislators here. And now Senator Tilton was one of the only ones that took notice, and she said, "You know what? Why don't you come down to Juneau and see how everything's made?" So
Well, she was a good mentor.
she's a very good mentor, tutelage, and she helped me polish up a lot.
Well, Steve, talk a little bit about your district. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the Matsu, but maybe where is your district and the
It's
boundaries roughly?
north side of KGB. It does do a little dog leg up on the north side of KGB. It's a Fairview Loop area, Settlers Bay, back to the ranch, and a little bit over by the hospital too. So it's about 16,000 voters in that area.
And Steve, it's Matsu has been a pretty high population growth area. What things what are people concerned about out there that you have to deal with as the new rep?
They want to limit, and we all agree as conservatives that we want to limit government, understand government's role, and fund the things that we need, not necessarily the things that we want. My district specifically is very red, and they've got ideologies, or ideologically they believe in smaller government, fiscal responsibility, and just basically the government getting out of the way.
Well, that's a pretty broad theme that's shared by a lot of people in the Republican minority. Are there any kind of more specific district issues, roads, concerns, school education?
Education, and with the increase in the BSA, the concern is there are no metrics for success or failure. There are no policies included with that funding, which should have been included as either an entire package or actually should have come first. Roads down there, KGB was delayed several years ago when then Governor Walker put a pause on it, and it's was one of the most dangerous roads in Alaska. Now they've finished phase one and should be starting on phase two, which makes it a 4-lane divided highway as opposed to 3 lanes, or 3 lanes.
Just to kind of remind people what KGB is, that's the road from the Wasilla corridor, main population corridor, the borough down to the essentially down to the Port McKenzie area.
Yes, sir. Yes,
a
sir.
lot of
Goose Bay.
Goose Bay, a lot of population growth in that area.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is there any that also goes to the port? Have you followed Port McKenzie issues
Well, my district doesn't extend all the way down there. However, yes, I have, with the rail extension, with the potential of a lot of different things, with the Deepwater Port, with just the Matsu would grow immensely if Port McKenzie was put in, or Port Mac.
Was in terms of the rail extension.
The rail extension, the road, possibly the Knickhorn Bridge. There's a lot of opportunity there, but there just really hasn't been a willingness to proceed.
on the part of the state or the federal governments. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, Matsu is also one of the, I mean, your area in Matsu is one of the few parts of the state that's still growing. I mean, people are
It-
schools, and we haven't seen school populations decrease, or at least any significant amount. Um, are there any problems with that, or how can we continue that?
Well, the Matsu Assembly and the Matsu School Board are very conservative. They believe in traditional values of family. They reading. In fact, I just met with them yesterday. Their reading, arithmetic, all their scores are higher than anywhere else in the state. We do have a lot of people that are migrating up from Anchorage. I spoke to a family a while back, and they said that they were upset because the skating rink wasn't open on a Sunday or something. I said, "Well, in Anchorage it is." Well, this isn't Anchorage, and they moved away from Anchorage to get away from the taxes and the policies.
Yeah. Also, there's more space, more land available in the valley. It's a nice place to live. Also, a lot of recreation. So parks and recreation, the state park system would be of interest to folks.
We've got the actually it's across KGB, but the Iditarod Museum down there. There are a lot of things down there. Well, within the district, but in the Matsu as a whole, yes, there's a lot to do.
Well, and it's a nice place to live. A lot of land available.
When I retired in 2010, that's where we moved, was Wasilla. Lived in the same house for 15 years now.
Yeah. And when you were in the military, Steve, were you at J-Bear, or where were you stationed?
Fort Wainwright. I was stationed in Fort Wainwright 99 to 2001. I was up there during 9/11. I ran the military police station up there on Wainwright.
Well, those were interesting times.
Yes, sir, they were.
And but coming from interior to South Central would got to be a kind of a relief. I mean, it's from 50 below to at least 20 below.
Well, it is, but it isn't. When we left Fort Wainwright, where you're saying is 50 below, they sent us to Fort Polk, Louisiana, where it had a heat index of 120. So
Goodness.
yeah, it's South Central it's much more comfortable.
Good. Well, Steve, any parting comments or things maybe you're going to be looking for this session? Just big picture things beyond education and broad funding.
The budget. Senator Tilton was on finance for 4 years. I was her aide. I worked on finance before I came, and finance is just my thing with numbers. So just trying to get to a point that we have a balanced budget and followed statute.
Well, just finally, what committees are you on, Steve?
I'm on community regional affairs, transportation, and state affairs.
Well, those are all good committees, particularly transportation, with the valley's interest in roads and dependable transportation accessibility. That's a key committee.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, Steve, thanks very much for joining us. Look forward to talking more.
Okay, thanks for having me.